To live on purpose is important for the masculine man. If you're not living your purpose and giving your divine gift to the world, your masculine core won't be fully engaged. And as a result, your life will suck. The problem is most people don't know where to start when they want to figure out what their purpose is. But don't worry. In this video, we look at 3 things that will help you on your path to knowing what your divine masculine purpose is. But first, let's define purpose. Purpose, in my own humble opinion, is that thing you do that brings value to other people. And you, in turn, derive satisfaction from adding that value to the lives of those people. I view purpose as a divine gift that you are the only one who can give this gift to the world. Purpose can be anything. It can be what you make money doing, or what you don't get paid to do. But it always involves adding value to other people's lives. And this value can be anything. For instance, an actor's purpose is to give the world the value of entertainment. And in the process, transport them from their world to his world. A climate change activist's purpose is to spread awareness and fight for the environment. And in doing that, he's giving others the value of education, and the coming generations a chance at a better and healthier future. A CEO has a product or service he sells that's impacting people's lives in one way or the other. The range of the level of impact of a purpose might also differ. Someone might be able to impact the world. And someone else might find fulfillment in impacting his nuclear or extended family. But whatever your gift is, it must be other people-centric. Now that we've gotten that definition out of the way, let's look at 3 things you need to know on your way to discovering what your purpose in life is. 1. Passion is different from purpose. When you go on Google, or come on YouTube and ask the question, how can I find my purpose in life? Most of the results you get are people telling you to first figure out what you're passionate about. Find that thing that you enjoy doing, they say. That thing that makes you happy when you're doing it. That thing that you don't feel like gouging your eyes out while you're doing it. That's the general advice. But what I've noticed is that your passion doesn't necessarily translate to your purpose. And even if you find a way to translate your passion into purpose, the bulk of the work required to give your gift to the world will be boring. For instance, I'm passionate about my football team. That doesn't mean I'm destined to become a great footballer. And for the sake of argument, let's look at the life of a great footballer like Tom Brady. Sure, he's passionate about football. He has the talent. But the real nitty-gritty hard work of becoming so great that he was able to give his gift at the highest level is rigorous and boring. I'm sure it isn't every aspect of his training routine that he enjoys doing. I'm sure there are days he wakes up and doesn't feel like it. At the beginning of his career, there would be days he was putting in the work and had a feeling that he was going nowhere. Or let's look at the CEO. Being called the CEO of a Fortune 500 company is fun. But I'm sure the CEO constantly went through rigorous days to get to the level he's at. What I want you to know is that passion is on one side, and purpose is on another. On the side of purpose, there's hard work, there's boring work, and there are periods of time that have nothing to do with fun and happiness. For some of us, our passion and purpose are different things entirely. Of all the things that I'm passionate about, like watching movies, listening to music, and watching sports, if I'm honest with myself, none of them will constitute me giving my greatest gift to the world. I'm not a decent football player. I can admit that. I can't act to save my life. It took me a while to figure out that it was okay for my passion to be entirely different from my purpose. It definitely took me a long time to understand that it's okay for me to not enjoy doing what I feel is my purpose. But I have to do it anyway. For instance, at least I think my purpose is teaching. And in order to make this video and get my message across to you, it took me a while to brainstorm this topic, research it, script it, record it, edit it, and design catchy thumbnails. And don't even get me started on the time it took me to appease the YouTube algorithm gods. These processes I just described took hours and hours of boring and mind-numbing work. All these hours spent here, won't I rather be doing something I'm passionate about, like watching movies, listening to music, or watching football? What I want you to take away here is that no matter what your purpose is, or what your passions are, get ready for the boredom patch. It might be the time it takes you to get the hang of things. Or the time it takes for you to build up your impressive CV. Or the long and arduous hours of training it will take you to become world-class. If you want to give the world your greatest gift, get ready for this period. This period can be likened to the period of time that Seth Godin described in his book, The Dip. Let's take another example, because I like crushing these big ideas into relatable real-life scenarios. Let's say your passion is food. Let's say you enjoy cooking. And as a result, you feel your purpose is to open a chain of restaurants that only makes organic food all around the world, so that more people will eat healthily. That's a bold and beautiful vision and mission statement. And it's exciting on paper. It's when you start doing the work you find out that the activities that really matter, the things that really move the needle in advancing your purpose, are the boring stuff. Stuff like hiring people, managing people, marketing, tracking cash flow, and so on. And all these things have nothing to do with your passion. They are not things you are passionate about doing. You soon find out that owning an organic restaurant is different from being passionate about food. As I said earlier, passion doesn't necessarily translate to purpose. The processes involved in achieving your purpose are often difficult and boring. The problem that I observe in people, and the problem I've had in the past, isn't that we can't find our purpose, but we've been sold the fun and passion narrative. So, when we get to work and it gets difficult and boring, we quit. And we move on to the next shiny thing. 2. Start your personal journey from what scares you most. You must first accept the fact that this journey to your purpose is personal to you. Only you can walk the path because it's your life and your experiences. No one else out there is having the same experiences you're having. Sure, there might be similarities and all, but you're unique in your experiences of life. So, stop working on other people's schedules. That other person is doing what he's doing because that's his path. The journey to your purpose is a personal one. But where's the first place you can begin to look for your purpose? In my opinion, there are 2 routes to your purpose. 1. The route of the things that come naturally to you, and 2. The route of the things that scare you the most. The first route is where most people look for their purpose. They sit down and think about those things that come naturally to them. They think of those things they're really good at doing. And they build their career around such things. And it works. It works so well because this is the path of least resistance. People with these innate and obvious talents go into professions they're good at, and they rock the world. But the second route is where the vast majority will find their purpose. The second route is my favorite. This second path is the path of most resistance. People that go through this path are able to make the most impact. Make no mistake, this path is the most difficult. But it's the most rewarding. Why is it the most rewarding? Because you can be sure that if this thing scares the hell out of you, there's a very high chance that there are some other people somewhere that are also scared of this thing. If something is difficult to attain, you can be sure that there are others out there finding it difficult also. The level of difficulty of achieving something can usually predict its level of impact. The more difficult it is, the more impactful it usually is. This is how the hero's journey goes. For you to be scared of that thing, there's a reason. Maybe you had a trauma in your childhood around that thing. Maybe you just dislike looking at that thing because you don't like how it is. Maybe you're scared to look at it because you're scared that you will fail at it. Or you don't want to look at it because you're scared of being bored. Maybe it's too challenging for you. That thing might be the path to finding your purpose in life. You might be put into this world to solve that particular challenging puzzle, and share the solutions with the world. So, ask yourself, what scares me the most in this world? I'm not talking about the boogeyman. I'm talking about your insecurities, your failures, your addictions, your inadequacies, your problems. Why don't you rise to solve these problems for yourself and see what happens? Once you solve it for yourself, solving it for others will be so satisfying and fulfilling. I can promise you that. And what's that thing that you do that is so satisfying and rewarding? Well, you guessed it. Your purpose. 3. There is no end. In the life of the masculine, purpose is different layers, like the layers of an onion. When you've peeled a layer, another one is waiting for you. I learned about this in David Data's Way of the Superior Man. For you to get to the center, where your real divine masculine purpose resides, you might have to peel off different layers of purpose. For instance, if your real divine purpose is to be a meditation instructor, you might first need to become a doctor of quantum physics. So, when you've achieved that first layer of purpose, you'll feel the need to pursue another thing. You might want to start a company that sells wristwatches. When the company becomes successful, you might sell it off, and decide to go on vacation. But guess what? On your vacation, you see a group of people meditating. You've always been skeptical of meditation because you feel like it's too hippie for you. But you're on vacation. What do you have to lose? So, you joined them. And as you meditate, for the first time in your life, you've never felt so much peace. Now, you make meditation a regular practice. but you notice that there aren't very good meditating apps out there. And then and there, you decide that you'll make a free meditation app so that more people will meditate. The point is that purpose isn't a think about it once and be done with it thing. As you grow and your priorities change, your purpose in life might change. So, don't be scared when you feel like you've done everything you need to do on a particular path. Don't be scared when you feel like you need a new challenge. As long as you are not running away from boredom and challenges, and pivoting unnecessarily, your purpose can, and should change. I hope you've learned one or two things about purpose, and that you can now make a better decision when it comes to choosing your purpose in life. Before you go, let's do a quick recap. So far, we've talked about what the closest definition of purpose is, from my own perspective. We also went on to discuss the 3 important things you need to know when it comes to getting a purpose in life, which are: 1. Passion is different from purpose. 2. It's a personal journey and you can start with what scares you the most. 3. There is no end. If you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. Please like, comment and subscribe to this channel for more insightful videos like this one. See you in the next one.